You're lying on your back, legs up in stirrups, fluorescent lights burning your eyes. Doctor you met 2 hours ago is telling you to push. Somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice whispers, "This doesn't feel right." That voice, it's 300,000 years old. Because this position, the one hospitals call standard, is the one position your body was never designed for. Every other mammal on Earth knows how to give birth, except us. And the reason why will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about pregnancy. So, where did this position even come from? Turns out, it was invented by a 17th century French king, Louis XIV. He had a thing for watching his wives give birth. Weird, I know. But he couldn't get a good view when they were squatting or kneeling. So he made them lie down. Because he was the king, doctors started doing it that way for all the noble women. Then it spread, not because it was better for the mother, because it was more convenient for the doctor. Fast forward to today. Anthropologist Wenda Trevathan studied births in over 80 non-industrialized societies. You know how many used the lying down position? Almost none. They squatted, knelt, held onto trees. Because gravity is not your enemy during labor. It's your only free midwife. When you lie on your back, you're pushing a bowling ball uphill. When you squat, you're letting physics do half the work. But hospitals design their rooms around their workflow, not your pelvis. You've been trained into the one position that fights your body every step of the way. Now, here's the thing that should terrify you. Go to any farm. Watch a cow give birth, a horse, a dog. They don't need epidurals. They don't need doctors standing by with forceps. They just do it. Even elephants who have 200-pound babies have an easier time than we do. So what went wrong with humans? Two things happened at the same time in our evolutionary history. Thing one, we started walking upright. That narrowed our pelvis. Because when you walk on two legs, your hip bones need to tilt inward for balance. Great for running. Terrible for pushing a baby through. Thing two, our brains got huge. Like disproportionately huge compared to every other primate. And bigger brain means bigger skull. Bigger skull means bigger head. Bigger head trying to fit through a narrower pelvis. Scientists call this the obstetric dilemma. I call it a design flaw. The average human birth canal is about 10 centimeters in diameter. The average baby's head, 35 centimeters in circumference, only fits because the skull bones haven't fused yet. Your baby's head compresses as it moves through. The bones overlap like tectonic plates. And even then, it barely makes it. This is why labor takes hours. Why you tear. Why babies get stuck. We are the only species on Earth where giving birth is legitimately dangerous by default. And it's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because walking upright came with a price tag. Now, here's where it gets weird. Baby horse can walk within an hour of being born. Baby deer can run from predators by day 2. But a human baby, completely helpless for months, can't even hold its own head up. And scientists used to think this was because we're just special, more complex. But then they looked at the skulls, and what they found was horrifying. Human babies are born premature, not by accident, on purpose. Biologist Robert Martin did the math. Humans followed the same gestation timeline as other mammals our size. Pregnancy should last 355 days, not 280. We're born 75 days early. And here's why. Your baby stayed in the womb any longer. Its head would be too big to fit through your pelvis. At birth, a human baby's brain is only 25% developed. Chimpanzee baby, 40 to 50% developed. We come out unfinished because there's no other option. Your body is making a calculation every single day of your third trimester. It's asking, can this baby still fit through the exit? And the moment the answer becomes maybe not, labor starts. This isn't about the baby being ready. It's about the baby running out of space. But there's another limit. Energy. Researcher Holly Dunsworth found that by the end of pregnancy, your body is burning calories at twice your normal rate. Every single day. That's the equivalent of running a half marathon, just to keep the baby growing. And your body can't sustain that forever. So babies aren't born when they're fully developed. They're born when you're about to collapse. That's the deal. Walk upright, use tools, build civilization, but pay for it with the most dangerous birth process in the animal kingdom. Quick question before we go further. How long do you think it took a Stone Age woman to recover after giving birth? Like, to actually get up and walk? Drop your guess in the comments. 1 hour. 1 day. 1 week. Because the answer is going to tell you something important about what's happening in your body right now. Let's go back 300,000 years. East Africa. A woman in her late 20s is in labor. She's not lying down. She's squatting next to a tree, hands gripping a low branch. Her mother is behind her, supporting her back. Another woman, maybe her sister, is in front, ready to catch the baby. Contractions started hours ago. If this is her first baby, it might take 4 hours, maybe 6. She's done this before, maybe 2. But here's what's not happening. No one is cutting her. No episiotomy. No forceps. No one is telling her to lie on her back and push against gravity. Her perineum stretches naturally because her body weight isn't pressing it into a flat surface. The baby rotates as it moves through her pelvis, face down, then turning to face her back as it emerges. And when it's out, she reaches down and pulls it up to her chest herself. Within an hour, she's cleaned the baby, delivered the placenta, and is resting. Within 2 hours, she's walking. Not because she's superhuman, because her tissue isn't shredded from a surgical cut. Her pelvic floor isn't destroyed from lying in a position that works against her anatomy. Compare that to modern birth. Episiotomy, stitches, pelvic floor trauma, lying flat for hours, fighting gravity, then being told your body failed if you can't walk normally for 6 weeks. The answer to that question I asked earlier, Stone Age women were mobile in about 2 hours. You need 6 weeks. Not because you're weak, because the interventions that were supposed to help you actually made recovery harder. So anthropologist Wenda Trevathan spent 11 years doing something that sounds simple, but had never been done. She watched births, not in hospitals, in villages across Guatemala, Botswana, rural China, hundreds of them. And she discovered something that every other mammal on the planet would find insane. Humans are the only species that can't give birth alone. Not, shouldn't, can't. And the reason why is hidden in the way your baby rotates as it moves through your pelvis. See, in most mammals, babies are born facing toward the mother's belly. Makes sense, right? Mom can reach down, clear the baby's airway, pull it up to nurse. But human babies, they rotate 180 degrees during labor. They come out facing backward, toward your spine, which means you physically cannot reach down and grab your own baby. You'd have to pull it up and over your pubic bone. And if you tried, you'd risk damaging its neck. This is why humans have always needed someone else present at birth, not for emotional support, for physical necessity. We are the only mammal with obligate midwifery, and that one weird quirk shaped everything. It's why humans form tight social bonds, why we live in cooperative groups, why grandmothers exist biologically. Most mammals die shortly after they stop reproducing, but human women live decades past menopause. Why? Because a grandmother who helps her daughter give birth increases the survival rate of her genetic line. This is Kristen Hawkes' grandmother hypothesis. Your body is still designed for a world where your baby stays close to your body most of the day, carried in a simple sling, not separated for long periods in another room. Because human babies evolved, expecting constant contact, frequent feeding, and help from the people around them. And that physical connection matters. It can influence bonding, feeding patterns, and the hormones involved in breastfeeding. Your body may also hold on to extra energy after birth. Not because you failed to lose the baby weight. Not because you lack discipline. But because pregnancy, breastfeeding, and raising a human child are some of the most energy-demanding things the human body ever does. Your body is preparing for survival, not for a perfect before and after photo. So when people tell you you should be recovered by now, why isn't breastfeeding working? Just lose the baby weight. They're measuring you against a system your body was never designed for. Your body is waiting for a tribe that doesn't exist anymore. And that's not your fault. Here's the plot twist. No one tells you. For most of human history, birth spacing was 3 to 4 years between babies. Because when you're breastfeeding constantly, which you do when your baby is attached to you all day, your body suppresses ovulation. It's called lactational amenorrhea, natural birth control. Then we invented agriculture. Everything got worse. Settled down in one place. Grow grain. Store food. Suddenly you can afford to have babies closer together. 1 to 2 years apart. Sounds like progress, right? Except your body isn't designed for that. And the diet changed too. Instead of varied foraged foods, nuts, berries, meat, tubers, you're eating mostly wheat, or rice, or corn. Lots of calories, not a lot of nutrients. Bone evidence from early agricultural societies shows women's pelvises got narrower due to childhood malnutrition. Narrower pelvis, plus bigger population density, plus no one telling you to space out pregnancies. Maternal death rates skyrocketed. In the Stone Age, about 5 to 10% of births resulted in maternal or infant death. Early agricultural societies, 20 to 30%. Modern medicine didn't make birth safe. It fixed the damage agriculture caused. So let's be clear about something. Birth pain is not a test of your strength. It's not designed to make you love your baby more. It's not a rite of passage. It's a design flaw, biological compromise. The price of admission for walking on two legs. You wanted hands free to make tools. You wanted a brain big enough to ask why. This is the bill. Every human alive today is the descendant of a woman who survived a 10% mortality lottery. Every contraction you felt, every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you thought, I can't do this. That's not weakness. That's a scar left by 3 million years of evolution trying to fit a basketball through a garden hose. And the truth is, it's not fair. It never was. But it has a history. And knowing that history doesn't make the pain go away. But it does take away the voice that says, this is happening because you did something wrong. You didn't. Your species did. And you're the one paying for it. If you're pregnant right now, or planning to be, or just trying to make sense of what your body went through. Save this video. Not for the facts. For the next time someone tells you it's supposed to hurt. Or you're taking too long to recover. Or just try harder, because now you know. Your pain isn't a personal failure. It's the price tag on walking upright. And that's not inspiring. That's just true.